What's up, people? I am back for another video. Today, we are reviewing Pearl. This is the sequel. Well, not really a sequel. This is more of a prequel, if anything, to X. And I guess Maxine is like the true sequel. So this movie is set in 1918. It's about the older woman, Pearl, from the first step from X. About her as a young child. This one is a bit different. Like, there is a body count, but it's not done like a slasher like X was. This one is more, I'd almost say character study, because you learn about Pearl as a child. She's raised by her German adopted parents. Her dad basically is like a vegetable, essentially. But, you see what's wrong with her. It turns out, she secretly tortures her dad. She kills animals. She had the pet crocodile named Theta from X. And you see her almost like she wants to be a star. So she's auditioning for a play. She has an adopted sister named Mitzi. This is during the Spanish flu era, and her mom, Ruth, looks very much down on her. And, so obviously she wants to be a star, like a movie star. And while she's auditioning, she meets a projectionist, who I guess you can pseudo love interest for a little bit until obviously later on. And like I said, there is a body count, but it's towards the end of the movie. It's more about, it's a character study film. It's very much going expecting that with Pearl. Like I said, it's out there. There's a scene where she literally fucks a scarecrow. I'm not kidding you. Like, there's a scene where she's full on fucking a scarecrow. She's making like the sounds and everything. So it is an out there movie, but I do love the opening cinematography. I love Mia Goth's performance. Performance wise, this is probably her best performance in all the three films. I thought she was really good in Pearl. Like, she really played her out, especially that at the end. Like, she, trying to portray herself being normal, but obviously, she's batshit. Especially the scene where she just kills the projectionist. He, stabs him in the face with a pitchfork. She then kills her mom, basically sets her on fire, or accidentally, but clearly, in a way, it was meant to happen. She kills her sister, because her sister reveals she got the audition. Because there's a cut, obviously in her head, she thinks she did well with the audition, but she actually did terribly. But it was partially because they wanted a blonde. Basically, they wanted her adopted sister. So she kills her in rage, and then her husband comes home. And then you get this really creepy smile, which pretty much the credits end on. So it's an out there movie, but it is good. In terms of performance, just watching Mia Goth play this character, she really did a good job. And that's why I really like this film. And that's kind of why I think I dug it, because it's not the best of the three. I think performance-wise, it's probably my favorite, but X is still the best one, but I do love this movie. I do love the character study aspect about the film. It's well done. Because the other thing I like about it is that they don't make her like a sympathetic villain, like, oh, she was abused, or no. She's bad. Like, you even see the signs. So, overall, out of 10, I give this film a 9 out of 10. I really liked it. Or 8.5. I think X is a little bit better than this film, but I really did dig it. So, I'm probably going to title the video Great Character Study. And I will for sure, tomorrow afternoon, I plan on doing The Descent. And then I will get back, we will do the Hogan movie, but I'm going to do it on Thursday instead of Wednesday. And then Friday, I will be doing the first Deadpool. And then most likely Sunday, because Saturday, it's going to be shot, because I'm going to be doing the podcast, which Pin Down Podcast this Saturday. It's going to be an hour earlier, so we can try to be done before SummerSlam. We're probably not even going to do any news. It's just going to strictly just be us going into shows, going into SummerSlam. So, and then obviously, I'm gonna be watching SummerSlam with some friends on Discord Saturday. So I'm probably not gonna be around at all. So Sunday most likely will be the only time on the weekend I might do a video. Probably be wrestling related. So, but anyways, let's get into Pearl. So the movie starts. He basically it's really is. You kind of get a look at her life. She's living with her mom or adopted parents, who's like an immigrant from Germany. Her dad is a vegetable who she basically abuses. Without her mom knowing. She tortures animals and a lot of times kills animals and tortures and feeds them to her pet alligator. and her mom, like, pretty much typical, like a little bit like normal. She's not like religious, like strict, but kind of strict. Doesn't like her daughter's dream of being an actress and all that. So the movie, I will say another thing, it kind of goes. It's not like, I don't feel like you're bored at all. Like, it gets going pretty quick. Like, she meets a projectionist who shows her dirty film. There's a scene where, like I mentioned, she fucks a fucking scarecrow. I'm not kidding you. She does. It goes on for like a minute. You have the scene where her rich sister, adopted sister Mitzi, tells her there's an audition, and she goes anyway. She wants to go, but her mom, but she needs her mom. I'll just say her mom, the adopted mom's permission, and she ends up kind of going crazy. Like, you see her psychosis because throughout the film, like, you think, not, she could play normal a little bit, but like with the projectionist, she very much plays normal, but like, he starts taking a liking to her, even though she's married. She's married to Howard, but he's at war because this is during World War One. And she gets into a fight with her mom, and then this is pretty much the start, I would argue, of her pretty much killer instinct coming in, because she doesn't kill her mom, but she sets her on fire. Like, she gets caught on fire and then dumps her in the basement. And then I'll just kind of speed ahead. She kills her dad. She smothers him and then feeds him to the gator. And then, yeah, so she goes to the projectionist. They have sex. Like, the movie, like I said, that's probably why this video isn't going to really be long, because it's not a really long movie. It's more about a character study. So the plot, like, there is a plot, but it's not like X where there's explicitly a plot. It's your typical slasher, so it has a form. Like, no, this movie is more about a character study. So it's like events happening, but the events aren't really what makes the film. It's the way Mia Goth plays the character, and it's her psychosis going, because she thinks she's this big star. That's she even ends up like They don't make her sympathetic, which I was happy they didn't go that route with the character, because no, she kills her dad, adopted dad, who you don't get the implication. Like, even Ruth, she doesn't necessarily abuse her daughter. She just didn't like her daughter. Yeah, she's kind of a bitch, I'll admit, but they don't do it to where like she's not like abusive. So yeah, so she ends up killing her mom, or her mom does, I think, succumb to her injuries because she gets burned pretty badly. But she's alive for a little bit. But she's in the basement, and then she brings the projectionist over, and he ends up not liking her because he starts seeing her go crazy, and start acting weird. So he tries to do the typical I'm gonna dip, but she goes crazy because she doesn't want him to leave because she has like an abandonment issue problem. So she kills him. Pretty brutal. Like he gets stabbed in the face. Like he tries to get in the car, but he gets stabbed in the chest. He tries to run, but he, obviously falls because of his injuries. And then she stabs him in the fucking face with the fucking pitchfork, which is like, God damn. And it's like you see his perspective. You don't like full on see like his perspective. You see like the side of his. You see him on the ground. So it's a shot of him on the ground, and then boom. Then he cuts her, obviously lowering, and then you see the pitchfork go in his face. So it's like, God damn. And then obviously she dismembers him and starts feeding it to her gator. Also getting rid of the evidence. She then goes to the audition. In her mind, she thinks it goes well. Like, it goes well, and she did this amazing audition, and everybody liked her, and it went well. But no, in reality, she didn't get the part. Then Mitzi takes her home because obviously Pearl's like kind of distraught at what happened, and Pearl basically confesses to basically everything that happened, like all the bad stuff that happened, and Mitzi admits she got the part because it turns out that the director wanted like a blonde, basically like it's like the typical, they wanted a hot girl, kind of like a hot girl. So Mitzi got the part, and Pearl snaps, and this is probably, if you've seen anything from this movie, this probably is the scene, because this is like one of the scenes they played a lot during the trailers, where you see Pearl chasing her, like Mitzi's leaving, and then you see Pearl like right behind her, which I'll admit, that was a cool shot. That was a very cool shot. That like one track shot of Pearl like right behind her, chasing her, catching up to her, then killing her with the axe. And then she feeds her to Theta. So you do see a lot of the gator in this movie. A lot of the gator just getting a lot. So there is a little bit of a body count, but it's not like it's not a giant one. So don't go in expecting that with this one. It's not, and don't expect an amazing story. It's a character study film. So it's more about how she plays the character than I would say the actual plot. Which the plot's decent. I'm not trying to make it sound like, oh, the plot's just shit. No, the plot's good. It's more about the character, the way she plays the character. And there's nothing wrong with films like that. Like, even The Shining, I would argue, is kind of one of those kind of films, too, a little bit. Where it is more about a character study of Jack Nicholson in that movie that I would say, the story. So that's kind of what you get here. And I think, so she kind of leaves everything, sets the table, gets ready for her husband to come home. And then, her husband comes home, has like a crazy, obviously, because there's like bodies everywhere. So she's like, what the fuck's going on? And obviously he stays with her because this is the same Howard that we see in X. So this is a pretty much a prequel. It's not a sequel, it's a prequel. So it's probably better on you watch this, then you can watch X, and then you probably can watch Maxine, pretty much, because Maxine's, it's the same chick from not this movie, but from X. So overall, I really like this movie, though. I thought it was a great character study type of film. I'm not gonna lie, that creepy shot of Mia Goth smiling at the end is just, that's an iconic shot. Mia Goth is, like I said in the X video, I think she's, and the Maxine video, like, I think she's probably one of my favorite, like, up-and-coming actresses. I would say her, Jenna Ortega, Sydney Sweeney, not just because boobs. I actually think I've seen her in some stuff where she's actually a good actress. Not Madam Web, but I've seen her act. I mean, she's actually decent. But the other two, I actually think are like legit great actresses who are great characters. And I think Mia Goth specifically, the way she could play, like, I think she can pull off being like a normal chick, but also be bad shit, or on the verge of going bad shit. I think she knows how to really portray that, and I think she does great in this. This is like, I think, of the three, I would say this is the best performance of her. I did like her in X and in Pearl. I mean, and in Maxine, but she really acts her ass off in this movie as Pearl. Like, the scene at the dinner table, the performance she put on there was believable, and I love that big thing, especially with. I'm just gonna point it out, like in a lot of modern movies, Hollywood's scared to make women actually bad guys that are evil, not because no, if they are bad, it's because something made them that way. Because that's how it always has to be. Because God forbid, you just have a woman who's just evil. I'm not saying Pearl's evil like that, but she's definitely bad. She kills people. So, but like, they don't have it be like, oh, she was abused or something caused her to do. No, she's just bad. She kills people. There's something up with her, and I really think that's what sells this movie. So, I recommend Pearl. Like I said, it's a little out there. Like I said, that scene, the scarecrow is a bit out there. It's an out there movie a little bit, but I do think it's good. Fun. I even think the score was kind of good. And I really dug. Yeah, even though it's not a horror movie like that, it had a little bit of an atmosphere, like a little bit, like the way it's the tone. I think of the movie. I think that's what if you want to call that atmosphere a little bit, it does have that. So overall, 8.5 out of 10. I love this movie. Fun character study. It was fun in the theater, actually. This was an interesting theater watch for sure. That one track shot in the end where she kills her adopted sister is pretty brutal. Mitzi, when she kills Mitzi, it's pretty brutal. Like, it looks good. It looked good on the theater screen. So, but anyway, I like this movie. I recommend it. So now I can say we did I've done X, I've done Pearl, and we did Maxine around when it came out. So I did all three. I'll figure out what other franchise, because I'm doing I know I'm going to be doing Deadpool because we did 3 coming out. So I think since I did 3, or Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to do Deadpool 1 on Friday. So that'll be it, because it's only 3 movies. So, and I'm already did one of them. So I really got to do 2 videos. So I'll probably figure out something else to review. But tomorrow I will be doing The Descent. Fucking finally. I know I've been saying that. It's just shit's been happening, but I definitely will be doing it tomorrow. It'll probably be in the morning. I'll probably just do it in the morning because I already watched it. So we'll review that. That's going to be fun to talk about. And then Thursday I'll do Santa with Muscles. And then Friday should be Deadpool 1. If not Friday, I'll try to do it early Saturday, but I will try to do it on Friday. So anyways, guys, I'm going to call it here. Pearl was fun. I had fun reviewing that. Yeah. If you're a horror person, I recommend Pearl. So, but anyways, other than that, other than the videos I got going on, Saturday Pin Down podcast, I will be on there. We'll be doing it, like I said, an hour earlier, because we want to try to be done before SummerSlam. So we'll be doing that on Saturday. And then maybe Sunday I'll do a wrestling related video. Not a SummerSlam review. I won't be doing that. We'll probably be doing that on the podcast. So really quick, if I do wrestling videos on this channel, it won't be like Raw reviews or pay-per-view reviews or anything like that, because now that I have the podcast, or I do the podcast, I talk about shit like that there anyway. So it's no point in me doing it twice. So what I'll do is I'll try to find like a topic. Maybe like, because I've been kind of talking about this with some people, that SmackDown's been on the decline a little bit. Well, I'll see if I'll still talk about that, because I have a feeling Roman's going to be coming back at SummerSlam, but I'll talk about that, or I'll find something else to talk about. But it'll be some kind of topic. But other than that, yeah, Pearl's great. So I'll talk to y'all later or tomorrow. Should be in the afternoon or in the morning. So talk to y'all later. Peace.